Hey guys, today we're going to talk about 10 tips to help keep your immune system really strong. We get asked this question all the time. What can I do at home? What are some things that I can do? Are there some gaps in my strategies? We're going to go through these 10 tips and help you provide some solutions that you can do for yourself. All right guys, I'm Dr. Tim with Optimized Wellness Center. Thanks for checking in for another video. If you find this information helpful, make sure to press the like button, share it with family, friends, and others who you might think benefit from this. And if you have any questions, put them in the comments below and we'll make sure to respond to you there. Looking forward to connecting with you soon. Okay guys, the first one is sleep. Sleep is your best medicine for your immune system. Sleep deprivation actually depresses your immune system, and getting a good night's sleep is actually where we're able to rejuvenate our body as well as our immune system. Check out our other video on sleep. Now, sleep for many people is not really A, long enough, or B, deep enough, or good quality. And so many people are not getting enough sleep, and therefore they are going to be stressed during their day. Now, we want to get at least 8 hours of good quality sleep per night. Your body makes the most amount of melatonin, helping you to get and stay asleep between the hours of 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. Blackout curtains might be really helpful because light receptors are in our skin as well as in our eyes, and even the smallest amount of light may signal to our body that it's time to wake up, and that would disrupt our sleep patterns. Now, avoiding blue light is also going to be important, and this comes off of typically like monitors and screens, but as well as many electronics have these little diodes that express blue light through them. These little LEDs that you probably have scattered throughout. Covering them up or turning them off might be helpful for you as well. And then consider trying to minimize the amount of screen time later in the evening so that we can mitigate that blue light, or wearing blue light blocking glasses. A study out of Appalachia State found that if you work out in the morning, you had a 75% deeper and better sleep. Part of this has to do with the fact that when we work out, we tend to wake up and energize ourselves, and so it's better to get that done in the early part of the day. Lowering your body temperature by even just 1 degree has been found in research to help to improve the effectiveness of your sleep and getting better autonomic function out of our sleep as well. Don't forget sunlight, guys. Now, the sun is required for proper immune function. The best source is going to be going outside and getting under morning sunlight. And so we're getting a different set of sun spectrum, light spectrum in the morning as well as at sunset. And that's going to help create an appropriate circadian rhythm, as well as getting us good amounts of vitamin D absorption into our body. Getting out into nature has profound benefits to our immune system. Now, vitamin D3 is really the ideal form of vitamin D that you would get from the sunlight, and we want that on our serum or blood levels to be over 50. This sunlight will also turn on what's called as T helper cells, and then that tells the natural killer cells to go to battle and fight all of the invaders that we may have come into contact with. Vitamin D will also remain stored and inactive without sufficient amounts of magnesium. So check out our magnesium video to learn a little bit more about that. So the next one is anti-inflammatory diet. This is a whole foods diet, which would have a balanced array of different kinds of foods, colors, textures, locations, and so forth. And this will help our microbiome, this gut environment, to be able to establish a diverse and healthy set of bacteria that can fight off and ward off anything and create a healthy microbiome for us. 80% of our immune system actually lives within this digestive tract, and so we need to feed it the right kinds of foods. This would be high in phytonutrients, vitamins, minerals, all of which will help support proper functioning of our immune system. Sugars, glutens, and dairies can deplete vitamin C and zinc, as well as create an opportunity for those bad bacteria and viruses to survive longer. Alcohol also suppresses our immune system. By contrast, eating and consuming fermented foods of a natural source, these will provide probiotics, giving life, pro and biotic life, which will add to the diversity within our gut microbiome. Another thing to consider is the 3Gs. Now I know we're going into a 5G environment with our cell phones, but in this case 3G is going to be really helpful. Now they might be stinky, but garlic, ginger, and ginseng will prove to be really beneficial for your diet as well as your gut microbiome. Make sure to practice some form of mindfulness or meditation. This will help to reduce cortisol levels and will create a more resilient response to stress. Also, consider how you're going to increase your oxytocin. This would mean reaching out to individuals that you haven't seen in a while or talked to. Give them a hug. Oxytocin is the drug of love, and this is what is produced also with physical contact. It's most notably recognized when parents touch their children and an oxytocin release is generated. It's often better to be giving than receiving, and this is another mindfulness technique that can be utilized quite easily. If you're someone with a compromised immune system, it is supportive to surround yourself with loving family and friends who will nurture and provide positive thoughts, as well as any other nutrition or vitamins that you may need already to be taken into your health and well-being. Consciousness is creating your life experience. Are you conscious of disease or are you conscious of health? As presented in The Biology of Belief by Dr. Bruce Lipton, stress is responsible for around 90% of illness, including heart disease, cancer, and diabetes. When an individual is in stress, the release of stress hormones, think of cortisol, shuts down the immune system to conserve the body's energy for running away from the perceived stressor, that proverbial saber-toothed tiger. Stress hormones are so effective at compromising our immune system that physicians therapeutically provide recipients of organ transplants with stress hormones to prevent their immune system from rejecting that foreign implant. The conclusion is clear. The fear of bacteria and viruses is more deadly than the bacteria or virus in and of itself. So we need to use mindfulness techniques to figure out how we're going to address this. Fasting is another important technique. This employs something called autophagy. This is where the body eliminates dead and damaged cells as well as bacteria, viruses, and parasites. Often people utilize a strategy called intermittent fasting, where they use a 16-8 regimen. This is where you're eating during an 8-hour period of the day and then you're fasting for a 16-hour period of the day. This has been shown to have profound effects on our immune system in building our immunity. Another technique is utilizing cold showers. This promotes something called a state of hormesis. It exposes our bodies to low dosages of something that might be harmful to our body, but at this low dose actually produces a benefit to the body instead of harm. It provokes the parasympathetic nerve system to increase what's called as natural killer cells, which go out and fight those bad bugs and viruses. If we do this a few times a week for around 2 minutes, we can enjoy some of the benefits from this. Many people find it difficult to be able to do it for that long initially, and so we would suggest starting slowly and working your way up to 2 minutes. Another idea is to utilize medicinal mushrooms. Chaga and reishi have been scientifically proven to help to boost our immune system. They are what's called as immunomodulators, where they boost the immune system when needed, and they also slow it down when it's overreactive. Chaga is beneficial in terms of cytokines to regulate the immune system and fight off bacteria and viruses. Reishi increases the activity of those natural killer cells to fight infections. Then we have things like antioxidants. This may include things like vitamin C, zinc, and glutathione, amongst a variety of others. I know you've probably been bombarded with information about how to keep yourself and your families healthy during these unprecedented times. There are a lot of great herbs and supplements that might boost your natural defense systems and overall vitality. But sometimes, instead of focusing only on what we put in our bodies, we also may need to be aware of what is on our bodies. One of them is including something like vitamin C, or otherwise known as ascorbic acid. This helps improve the immune system and is a powerful antioxidant. It supports melatonin in the synthesis, as well as it protects the mitochondria, it increases nitric oxide production, and is necessary to activate and convert vitamin D2 to vitamin D3, the active form. It's necessary to feed the T helper cells in our immune system as well. Then consider zinc. We have a whole video talking about zinc, but some of the basic information here is it's required mineral for proper functioning immune system. It's a formation and development of the immune system is dependent on zinc, and this helps us to produce these natural killer cells as well as neutrophils. It shortens the duration of common colds and flus, it modulates the inflammation, and if deficient, the immune system tends to overreact and create inflammation. Another one is glutathione, which is one of the most powerful antioxidants, and it protects from oxidative stress from our diet and our environment. And then there's some others that you might consider, like acetylcholine or omega-3 fatty acids, and these are also helpful in terms of providing some of the support that our immune system might need to be able to be virulent. Earlier we talked about utilizing cold showers. By contrast, we can also use infrared saunas, where we essentially heat up the body from the inside. This raises our core body temperature, fighting off pathogens and viruses. And it also increases the production of what's called as white blood cells, and this is the immune part of our blood system. And then don't forget the most basic thing, like washing our hands. This is one of the best ways to keep pathogens from entering into our body. Obviously, we should wash our hands after we've gone to the bathroom, but there are some other times that are really important to wash your hands: before and after meals, when you've been in contact with someone who's sick, anytime that you are entering or leaving a public space, or when you blow your nose, or you play with a dog, or you're taking out the trash. All of these would be good opportunities to wash your hands. And then there's a bonus one here, guys: minimizing EMFs. This is electromagnetic frequencies. And what we know is this: some of these frequencies can start to inhibit the protection of our immune system and how well it functions. It causes viruses to replicate, and so it might be something worthwhile to consider turning off your router when you're going to sleep or you're not going to be in the home, or minimizing cell phone utilization as much as possible. Clearly, there are other ways to help to boost your immune system, but these are some of the top 10 ways that you can do this. Guys, I hope this information was helpful for you. Again, press the like button and share, and I'll look forward to catching up with you on our next video. Take care.